I still, although, look at this, hey, look at this rip. Is that supposed to be moving? Huh? Camera inputs? Yep. Okay. Oops.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2, in conjunction with Colfax High School, presents Viking Pregame. A look at today's Colfax Vikings boys game. And now, Viking Pregame.
Good afternoon and welcome to the NLWN-2 studios. Rick Olson here, and today the Colfax Vikings are trying to get on the winning side of things as they take on the Amery Warriors. The Vikings are coming off a heartbreaking 60-59 loss to the Clear Lake Warriors last Saturday, while Amery defeated Somerset 84-72 last Friday. Now, coming up in this edition of Viking Pregame, we'll take a look at tonight's matchup between the Amery Warriors and the Colfax Vikings. Then we'll get Coach Height's perspective on today's game in Coach's Corner. And then we'll take a quick look around the Dunn St. Croix Conference to see how the teams are making out in their non-conference tilts. Following that, our broadcast crew will bring you all the play-by-play action of today's game between the Amery Warriors and the Colfax Vikings. So it's time to get ready for some exciting high school boys basketball. All that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on NLWN-2.
My name's Stacy, I'm 57, and I was adopted in 2020. One teen can come in and make you look at life in a whole different way.
You know, he's my father, so I look up to him a lot. If I can be 10% of the man he is, I'll be a happy person for sure.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame as we're getting ready to bring you all the action of tonight's non-conference game between the Colfax Vikings and the Amery Warriors. The Vikings are coming into this game following a 60-59 defeat at the hands of the Clear Lake Warriors on Saturday, while Amery is coming off an 84-72 win over Somerset on Friday. Now, in that effort against Clear Lake, the Vikings battled up-tempo and opened up with a 16-0 lead. Clear Lake battled back, and most of the second half was a back-and-forth 1 or 2 point game. The Vikings had an opportunity to pick up the win, but missed 2 free throws with 1.4 seconds remaining, and that sealed their fate. Leading the way for the Vikings in the effort was 6-foot senior Aiden Fisher, who hit on 10 field goals, including 4 three-pointers, and went 3 for 4 from the free throw line for 27 points.
Charbonneau to Fisher. Fisher for 3, swishes it in. Colfax up 10-0.
5'11" junior Orion Nichols was deadly from three-point land, hitting on 4 triples and a field goal for 14 points.
For their give and go out to Nichols. Nichols for 3.
And 6'5" freshman Russell Polkowski was impressive, also adding 14 points, including a pair of three-pointers and a slam dunk.
Fourth into Fisher off on the left side. Fisher underneath, feeds Russell Polkowski, who jams it home for the Vikings. 4-0 Colfax.
Now, the Amery Warriors play out of the Middle Border Conference, and they currently have a 2-0 record after victories over McDonald Central 61-57 and Somerset 84-72. The Warriors are currently being led by Carter and Keaton Wolin. Carter is shooting 46% from the floor and 40% from three-point land to average 23 points per game, while Keaton is shooting nearly 60% from the floor and 50% on three-pointers to put up an average of almost 22 points per game. Now, on the boards, watch for the Wolin boys again, with Carter grabbing 8 boards per game and Keaton pulling down 7. Now, so far this season, leading the way for the Vikings has been Aiden Fisher, who's averaging 22 points per game. He's followed by Orion Nichols, who's averaging 13 points per game, and Russell Polkowski, who's scoring nearly 11 points per game. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get the coach's perspective as we chat with Viking head coach Nick Height on Coach's Corner. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on NLWN-2.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Time now to see what the coaches have to say. It's Coach's Corner, what they look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. And now, Coach's Corner.
Once again on Coach's Corner, we're talking with Viking boys head coach Nick Height. And Coach, in just a few minutes, you're going to be tipping off against the Amery Warriors in another non-conference game. But before we get to that game, on Saturday, the Vikings dropped a heartbreaking 60-59 decision to the Clear Lake Warriors in a game that the Vikings controlled much of the way. Your thoughts about that game?
Yeah, I thought we played, again, extremely hard. I thought we improved from, a week and a half ago against McDonald. 3 of 13 from the free throw line. I think when you talk to pretty much everyone that watched that game, I think we probably deserved to win that game. Started off the game up 16-0, came out with a lot of energy. I think, again, just some offensive rebounds towards the end and missing some missed layups kind of hurt us down the stretch.
It appeared as though the Warriors might have actually made some adjustments at halftime that held the Vikings to only 15 points in the second half. So what do the Vikings need to do or need to adjust to actually just score a little better in the second half?
I think in the second half, I've noticed too, when we get tired, there was how many 1-pass shots, 2-pass shots. We're just not patient enough offensively. With our rotation, we haven't played necessarily a ton of guys, a lot of that second half, I think we played 6 guys. So for us offensively, it needs to kind of be that time to just slow down and rest. Let's pass up good shots for great shots. I just don't think we've done that in the second half in either of our games. And, let's be honest, bad shots equal turnovers. So I think that's one thing that hopefully throughout the season that we start to get better at and really can slow down and work for great shots.
Now, in that game, you already mentioned it, the Vikings connected on only 3 of 13 free throws. What can be done to shoot a higher percentage of those free throws, especially when you've got a second and a half left and the chance to tie or take the lead?
Yeah, a high pressure situation for Charlie, and it wasn't his fault. I mean, I wouldn't have asked for anyone else to be at the line. I've seen him in practice shoot free throws, and he can make them all the time. And I told the boys that after the game. I think everyone that played can think of a specific point in that game that made a difference, whether that was them missing free throws or us missing easy bunnies and layups. We shoot free throws in practice every single day. Our last 5 to 10 minutes of practice is shooting free throws. A lot of times after we're done conditioning. So I think we've been well prepared in that aspect. Sometimes the ball just doesn't drop. So, again,
and I've heard people say that in collegiate courts you have an open end, and that's a different backdrop for the shooters to be looking at instead of a wall like they have at Colfax. Could that make a difference in the shooting?
I think so. Even when I played it, it is different where you kind of feel like you're just out in space, right? When you play at a lot of the gyms that we play in, you do have that wall behind you, so it seems a little closer. Could be something with it. You also had people behind the backboard and the hoop, which can make a difference. I don't think that's a good excuse. I don't think there's necessarily an excuse for that. We just need to be better at the free throw line.
Now, early in that game, freshman Russell Pekowski got the crowd excited with a slam dunk off a lob pass from Aiden Fisher. Pekowski's really stepped up his game, especially for a freshman. Your comments about Russell?
I thought Russell played pretty well. Had 11 points in the first half, and really kind of controlled the paint for a while. I haven't gotten our breakdown back, but it wouldn't surprise me if he had 6 or 7 blocks in that game either. I thought he rebounded the ball extremely well. I'd like to see him be a little bit more aggressive in the second half. I think both games, he's kind of maybe gotten tired a little bit, and I'd like to see him be aggressive. He's been a big aspect to our team, and I hope as the season progresses, the game slows down for him a little bit. But I'm excited to work with him and see what we can see what the future holds for us.
It could be pretty exciting because he's showing some pretty interesting things. Now tonight, the Vikings are going to take on the Amery Warriors. What can you tell us about the Warriors and the challenges that they present?
They're going to be lengthy. They're going to be athletic. This is probably going to be our toughest test so far this year. They got 2 brothers who are high-level basketball players. They went into McDonald and ended up winning by 7. I watched that game live, and Amery pretty much controlled that game. So we're really going to have to handle their pressure and stay out of foul trouble.
Yeah, those 2 boys that you mentioned are both averaging over 20 points a game.
Yeah.
Anything you can do to hold them down? I mean, they're going to score something, but...
Yeah, absolutely. And we have our scout ready for the boys. We've played them the last couple of years. I think we've played them every year since the older brother's been a freshman. So not an extremely great dribbler to his left. So I think that's one thing that we can hold our hat on. He's going to take bad shots at times, and he's going to make some of them, and you just got to tip your cap and be done. They're going to run a lot of sets, and we have those sets pretty scouted, I think, pretty well. We just got to hold them. Transition points are going to be very important for us. We're going to have to get back on defense because they are going to play up the line, on the line, in the passing lanes. They're going to look to run in transition. So that's something that we just need to be prepared for and hopefully minimize tomorrow.
Well, Coach Height, good luck on tonight's game. Hopefully the Vikings can find a way to get on the winning side of the ledger.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, thanks, Rick.
You've been listening to Coach's Corner, where they look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame. So far, all the action involving teams from the Dunn-St. Croix Conference have been non-conference games. So taking a look at those games, in addition to the Vikings being defeated by the Clear Lake Warriors 60-59 on Saturday, the Boyceville Bulldogs faced off against the Stanley Boyd Orioles, with the Orioles coming out on top 57-35. The Bloomer Blackhawks defeated the Glenwood City Hilltoppers 72-53, while the Cadott Hornets defeated the Mondovi Buffaloes 54-46. Meanwhile, the Elmwood Plum City Wolves topped the Thorpe Cardinals 52-32, and the Spring Valley Cardinals and Altoona Railroaders met up, with the Railroaders emerging victorious 59-46. Now back on Friday, the Elkbound Mounders bested the Stanley Boyd Orioles 51-48. Tonight, in addition to the Vikings traveling to Amery to face the Warriors, the only other Dunn-St. Croix team in action is the Durand, Arkansas Panthers, who will be hosting the Altoona Railroaders. The Viking boys are looking to get over the top and find a way to win. They need to continue the high intensity that they've been playing with, as well as make a few more free throws. Now, on the other hand, the Warriors would like to keep things rolling and extend their perfect record. So the stage is set for some exciting boys high school basketball, and we'll have all the action for you right here on NLWN-2. Now, in just a moment, we'll send it out to Amery High School, where our broadcast crew is ready to bring you all of the action of today's boys game between the Colfax Vikings and the Amery Warriors. That's all coming up next. You've been tuned to Viking Pregame on NLWN-2.
My dad was a farmer. The guy was bigger than life. He wasn't someone that liked to show his emotion or liked to show when he was struggling, but we all struggle. I want to show emotion to my kids. It's something that brings me so much joy, and I want them to see me working through things. Allow your kids to know that it's okay to struggle, that even dad doesn't know the answer sometimes, but we're going to figure it out together.
You've been tuned to Viking Pregame with a look at today's Colfax Viking Boys game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2. Stay tuned, coming up next is live Colfax Viking basketball. It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Sladen's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Sladen's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Sladen's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Sladen's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Colfax Viking Boys Basketball is on the air.
Takes it to the top of the key, puts up the shot, he hit it! Fisher hits
The Northern Light Webcasting Network, along with NLWN-2, is excited to bring you Colfax High School Boys Basketball.
Around, feeds it underneath the Orion Nichols, and he put it up and in.
Yeah, great
Vikings back on top.
Join us as we follow the Vikings while they battle their way through the Dunn St. Croix Conference.
And they get it to Charbonneau, back to Larson. Three-pointer, he hit it! Trey Larson hit the three.
And now out to the gym for today's Colfax Viking basketball.
Starting lineups. Testing, testing. 1, 2. Can you hear anything? Okay, welcome to Amery. Sorry about the technical issues here. The Vikings got on the board first. It is 2-0, 17-13 to go. Here in the first half, Vikings up again, rolls around and out. It's rebounded by Carter Wallen. And Warriors now even it up. Keaton Wallen puts in the basket. We're at 2 apiece, 16:50 to go here in the first half. Up at the top of the key, it's Hubney. Over to Nichols. Nichols for 3, catches iron, no good. Pulled off the boards by Blake Anderson of the Warriors. Down the far side, it's Carter Wallen. He drives in, nice block by the Vikings. They come up with the ball. Down to the other end quickly, it goes to Aiden Fisher. Fisher out to Hubney. Hubney to Russell Polkowski. Back to Hubney, and he'll back to Fisher. Fisher doubled up on at the top of the key. And trying to get a pass over to Russell Polkowski. And it went out of bounds, looks like off the Warriors. 16:06 to go here in the first half. We're tied at 2. Pass down in the far corner goes down to Aiden Fisher. Fisher gets it back down in the near corner to Nichols. Nichols back out on top to Fisher. Back and forth between them on the near side. Fisher will drive in, make a pass back to Nichols. Nichols for 3, drains it. And the Vikings lead 5-2 over the Warriors. Amery will bring it up the floor. As Blake Anderson crosses the center jump circle, he'll fire off to the left side to Keaton Wallen. Down underneath to Sam Strite. And we'll have a foul underneath. That is charged to the Colfax Vikings. And that is going to go against Theo Hubney. That's the first foul of the game. 5-2 Vikings. On the free throw line for the Warriors is Sam Strite. And he'll sink the first one. Both of them made, and the Warriors pulled to within 1, 5-4. Out on the left side to Fisher. Fisher up high, one-headed pass to Hubney. Trying to loop it back, and the pass gets blocked, and going to have a foul in there by Amery's Alex Siebenauer. Inbounds throw goes into Polkowski. He puts it up, shot missed, rebound pulled out of there by Carter Wallen. Wallen's a 6'3 senior guard for the Warriors. Passes it to Blake Anderson, 6'3 senior forward. Back to Carter Wallen. He'll drive on the baseline, try to go up with Charlie Charbonneau, and he's going to be called for a foul. $14:53 to go here in the first half. Jay Fall, Dan Petchow with you, and Carson Van Ness on the camera tonight. From Amery, Carter Wallen ties it up by making the first free throw. A quiet Jim as he sends the second one skyward, that one around and down, and Amery takes their first lead of the night at 6-5. Warriors leading the Vikings. Hubney out of the backcourt with it. Tosses it out to Fisher. Fisher to Polkowski. That shot missed, and it's rebounded, but it's stolen back by the Vikings. Orion Nichols into Aiden Fisher, who waits, puts in a layup on the left side and draws a foul. So he will go to the free throw line. That foul will be called on Amery's 32, Sam Streich. He's a 6'4" junior forward, wears number 32. Aiden Fisher on the free throw line for the Vikings. On the road at Amery, completes the three-point play. Vikings go back up by 2. It's 8-6. Across the timeline, it's Keaton Wallen. Keaton's a 6'3" sophomore guard. Amery, a fairly young team. And from the corner, Alex Siebenauer, a freshman, drains it for Amery. And the Warriors go back up by 1, 9-8. Ball flipped back to Charlie Charbonneau. And Fisher, three-pointer missed. Rebound by Blake Anderson. They'll give it to Carter Wallen to set things up. Down in the far corner, out to Alex Siebenauer. Tries another three. And that ball is going back to Amery. 13:54 to go first half. Amery 9, Colfax 8. Non-conference action for both teams. Vikings start conference play Thursday night. Carter Wallen lets one fly from three-point land. Keaton Wallen gets the rebound. He'll pass it back out to the far corner to Blake Anderson. He'll put it up for three. Bounces off. Rebounded by Fisher of the Vikings. To Hovde. Hovde drives the right side. Makes a quick pass out to Nichols. Nichols in the lane. Goes up off the and in. Vikings 10-9 over Amery. Out of the backcourt, Carter Wallen. Wallen. Free throw line right goes to Blake Anderson. Anderson's three-point attempt missed and rebounded by the Vikings. Hovde across the center jump circle. Over to Nichols, trying to get a pass inside. It's stolen by Amery's Carter Wallen. Wallen at the mid-stripe, one-handed pass to Keaton Wallen. Keaton drives the right side of the lane, big step over the top, and it goes right into the hands of Charlie Charbonneau of the Vikings. And quickly, Hovde up the floor, and his pass is picked off, and Carter Wallen will bring it up the floor, and he'll make the basket, and is fouled on the way in by Eric Hovde, or Theo Hovde, sorry. And that is going to push the Warriors back ahead. That's Hovde's second foul. And the Warriors lead 11-10. As Carter Wallen's going to try to finish off the three-point play here. And he does. 12-10 Amery leading Colfax. Approaching the 12.5-minute mark. Trey Larson into the ball game now for Colfax. Makes a pass back to Aiden Fisher. Fisher goes up, gets his own rebound, puts it up again, rolls over the top, and rebounded by Carter Wallen. Quickly down the floor, they try to get it underneath to Wyatt Hansen, and the Vikings tip the ball away. And it goes out of bounds off of them, so Amery's going to get it right in front of the Colfax bench. Keaton Wallen's going to throw it in. Wallen to Regan Granica. He is a 5'8" freshman guard, so a lot of young players on this Amery squad. And from three-point land, that shot missed, but we'll have a foul underneath on Amery's Wyatt Hansen. He's a sophomore. 6'3" freshman. And a three-pointer for the Vikings. That is Russ Polkowski. And the Vikings go up 13-12, and we are going to have a foul underneath. That is going to be charged to Colfax's Charlie Charbonneau. And that is his second, Colfax's fourth foul. Inbounds throw goes out in the far corner to Keaton Wallen. And the ball stolen away by Trey Larson, and he misses the layup. Russ Polkowski trying, he can't get it in. It's rebounded by Keaton Wallen. Back down the floor, it's Amery. Reagan Granica trying to get a pass. Carter Wallen up at the top of the keys, guarded by Charbonneau. And Carter Wallen goes in with a layup. And the Warriors take the lead back 14-13. Trey Larson fires it over to Russell Polkowski. Fall-away jumper missed. Rebounded by Carter Wallen of Amery. He'll pass it to Keaton Wallen. A big loop with the ball, and they're going to say he traveled with it. 10:55 to go in the first half. The Amery Warriors 14, the Colfax Vikings 13. Bringing it out of the backcourt, Trey Larson for the Vikings. Trey driving the left side of the lane, off the glass and good. Nice 5-footer. Vikings up by one, 15-14 over Amery. Warriors with the ball, it's Granica. Granica, a freshman, gets it inside, and they put it down inside to Sam Strike, and he'll make the basket. Strike's a 6'4 junior. Amery by one, 16-15. A very tight back and forth affair here in the first half. Fisher going up, gets his own rebound, trying to go, he'll go out on top to Polkowski. Polkowski up from 5, good! Vikings by one, 10 minutes to go in the first. Carter Wallen across the center jump circle, drives, goes up, and foul is going to be charged to Colfax's Aiden Fisher. That is his first and Colfax's 5th foul of the half. That is going to send Carter Wallen to the free throw line for 2. First one bounces around and down. Join us Friday night, December 13th on NLWN-TV as we bring you Colfax Viking girls basketball. The Vikings travel to Elk Mound High School to face the Mounders in a Dunn-St. Croix Conference matchup. Second one bounces around, goes down as well. Our coverage begins with Viking pregame at 6:40, followed by live play-by-play action. That's the Viking girls at Elk Mound Friday night on NLWN-TV. Vikings bring it up the floor after the free throws. Trey Larson high on the right. Passes over to Nate Edwards, and Larson gets it back. Takes one from 3 and drains it. Vikings by 2, 20-18, 9:35 to go. And it's Keaton Wallen. Fires a pass to Strike. On the left side, Siebenauer. Siebenauer back to Granica. Granica and Siebenauer, both freshmen. Down underneath inside, Warriors too far under the basket. Nice block, and again, and then coming up with a rebound, Russ Polkowski. Russell Polkowski is a freshman for Colfax, doing a great job on the inside. Gives the Vikings a present in there. Driving! Aiden Fisher for a basket, and the Warriors now trail by 4. Vikings up 22-18. 8:40 left to go first half. Top of the key, Keaton Wallen. Over to Blake Anderson. Back to Wallen. Anderson's going to go up. Misses. It falls short. He's going to put it up again. That one goes. Colfax 22, Amery 20, 8:18 left. First half. Trey Larson driving the lane, trying to get it over to Polkowski. Blocked and stolen by Keaton Wallen. Wallen driving in. And he is fouled on the way in. That's going to go against Nate Edwards of the Vikings. So on the free throw line, Sam Streich. First one good. 8:07 left. First half. As we mentioned, Thursday night, the Viking boys go into action. You can see that right here on NLWN-2. The Vikings travel to Boyceville to take on the Bulldogs. And Amery, 9 of 9 from the free throw line, keeping them in this game. And our game is tied. Colfax 22, Amery 22. You're listening to Colfax Viking Boys Basketball on NLWN-2.
As you check names off your gift-giving list, Dairy State Bank encourages you to shop local as much as possible. The reasons are countless. For example, local businesses create 2 out of every 3 new jobs in the U.S. each year. There are times you could save a few cents by ordering online, but when you shop at a local store, you could be saving your community. Shop local for the holidays. It's more important than ever. Dairy State Bank. Banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
Welcome back to Amery. 8:07 to go in the first half. It is tied at 22 between the Colfax Vikings and the Amery Warriors, and Colfax brings it up the floor. It's Trey Larson. Larson down in the near corner to Fisher. Fisher for 3, drains it. 7:50 to go. Vikings up by 3, 25-22 now in the ball game. Moreto Emsch is in for Colfax over on the far side. It goes out to Reagan Granica, tries a three-pointer, missed. It's rebounded by Ryan Nichols. Up the floor, it goes to Aiden Fisher. Fisher, another 3 from the sidelines. Aiden Fisher on fire tonight, 14 points so far. Amery across the timeline. Keaton Wolin on Emsch. Drives in for a layup on the right side. Amery brings the game to within 4. It's Colfax 28, Amery 24. Or no, switch that around. Colfax 28, Amery 24. Fisher from the free throw line. That one doesn't go, and it's rebounded by Sam Streich. Over on the far side for Amery, it's Keaton Wolin. Wolin on the baseline makes a pass to Alex Siebenauer, a freshman, and he puts that one in, and it pulls the Warriors within 2. It's 28-26. Driving in, Fisher through 3 guys, puts it up! So it's 30-26. Amery leading, or Colfax leading Amery. Off in the far corner, open Reagan Granica for 3. And now it's a 1-point ball game. Colfax with a narrow 30-29 lead, 6:08 to go. Nate Edwards driving, looking for somewhere to go at the ball, and a timeout called on the floor by Colfax. 6:02 to go first half. Colfax 30, Amery 29. You're watching Amery Boys Basketball on NLWN-2.
To get your lawn or garden to perform at attracting what you want, you first need to know what your soil is working with. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, serving Western Wisconsin.
Welcome back to Amery. Colfax leads 30-29. Just about 6 minutes left in the first half. Jay Fall, Dan Petcho, Carson Vaness with you from Amery. Glad you joined us tonight. Trey Larson gets a pass over on the far side. Fisher comes back to help him out. Stops at the free throw line, tries to get a pass over to Emsch, and too hot to handle, but it looks like Amery knocked it back out of bounds, so Colfax is going to keep it. So to throw it in is going to be Ryan Nichols. I'm not sure what the officials are saying. They're trying to separate a couple of the players, and that pass knocked out of bounds by Blake Anderson of the Warriors, so Colfax is going to get it up the floor a little bit. Actually, free throw line extended right. Russell Polkowski checks back in for the Vikings. Emsch in along with Hubdy over on the far sidelines. Hubdy gets the pass. Hubdy up high. Will drive the right side of the lane, go up, and we're going to have a foul in there. Foul is going to be charged to Keaton Wolin of Amery. That is going to give Theo Hovde 2 free throws. Looks like somebody made contact with the backboard, but the foul probably happened before that. And first free throw, good for Theo Hovde. Hovde sends the second one up and in. Vikings lead by 3. It's 32-29 over the Amery Warriors. Warriors bring it up. It's Carter Wallen. Give and go to Keaton Wallen up high. Stam strike down underneath. Wide open. He puts in the bucket. We're back to a 1-point lead for Colfax, 32-31. 5:18 left to go in the first. Theo Hovde. And the pass stolen by Blake Anderson. Now trying to knock it back, Hovde. The pass goes back over to Sam Streich, and he took a step. Traveling violation. So Colfax going to throw it in front of their own bench, and we have 5:08 remaining in the first half, 32-31. Hovde at the center circle goes out to Fisher. Fisher driving in, and we're going to have a foul. Charge to Valdin Anderson. He is a 6'4" junior forward. That is the 5th foul for the Warriors. Colfax has 6. And Vikings to throw it in underneath their own basket. Ball knocked right back out of bounds by Carter Wallen. Ryan Nichols is going to try to get it in again. Gets it into Fisher. Back to Nichols. Nichols for 3. Swish! 3-pointer. Vikings 35. Warriors 31. Amery with the ball. Carter Wallen. Wallen outside the center jump circle. Keaton Wallen goes up, off the glass, missed, rebounded by Colfax's Orion Nichols. Hovde across the center circle, give and go to Polkowski. 3-pointer missed, rebounded by Keaton Wallen. Wallen down the floor, scoops it up to the basket, lays it up and in on the right side. 35-33, Colfax leading Amery by 2. Approaching 4 minutes left in the first half. Hovde. Hovde to Polkowski. Polkowski, ball handling trouble, but one of the Warriors took a poke at it, and that's going to be a foul charge to Keaton Wallen. And to throw it in for Colfax, Orion Nichols. Nichols into Hovde, back to Nichols. Into Fisher. Fisher up, and he is fouled as he was shooting. That is going to be charged to Wyatt Hansen. That's Amery's 7th foul, and so that is going to be put the Colfax Vikings in the bonus. And Amery head coach Thomas Mackey not very happy with the way the game's being called from his point of view. The first free throw goes in by Fisher. Aiden Fisher leading all scorers, 17 points. And he was in the act of shooting outside the arch, it looks like. He's getting 3 free throws. Colfax 36, Amery 33, 3:47 remaining first half. That one doesn't go either, and it's rebounded by Carter Wallen of the Warriors. Carter drives in, goes up, misses, rebounded by Blake Anderson. Anderson tries to go back up, and they get it back. Amery puts it up again. Now it goes outside the arch where Colfax has the middle all tangled up, and let's see. I think they're going to call a foul on Colfax. Yeah, that's going to be on Orion Nichols. So that's going to put Sam Streich on the free throw line for Amery. Vikings lead by 3, 36-33. First free throw good. 3:25 remains in the first half. Second free throw. Rolls out. Nice rebound by Russ Polkowski. Theo Hovde will bring it up for Colfax. Give and go to Nichols. Nichols for 3 again! $11 for him. Now a three-point attempt by Amery. Missed. Rebounded by Russell Polkowski. 7 threes. Wow. For Colfax. Woo. Free throw line right, it goes to Russell Polkowski, back to Hovde, and it's like we had a foul on the way in. That one's going to be called on the Warriors, Valdine Anderson. That is going to send Aiden Fisher to the free throw line. Fisher, the leading scorer in the game, 17 points so far. Hopes to add to that here. Now checking in, Regan Granica back in for the Warriors. Or actually, let's see. No, he's still in there. That Sam Streich came back in. Free throw number missed, and it's rebounded by Carter Wallen. Carter Wallen going to pass from the right corner of the lane. Three-point shot by Reagan Granica missed. Underneath, they pass it back outside to Sam Streich, and he drains it for the three-pointer and pulls Amery back to within 2. Colfax 39, Amery 37. Both teams in the bonus. 2:20 left to go first half. Down in the far corner, Nichols. Nichols trying to drive in. One-headed pass out to Charlie Charbonneau. Charbonneau to Hovde. Hovde, big loop around, back down in the far corner. Charbonneau, 3! 42-37, Colfax down inside. 2 minutes left in the first half. And top of the key, Carter Wallen looks, fires a pass out on the left side to Siebenauer, catches the side, and it goes into the hands of Fisher for Colfax. Hovde will bring it out of the backcourt. Hovde goes out to Polkowski. to Charbonneau. Charbonneau trying to get it up there, and that ball tipped by Streich to another teammate. And up the floor, it's Carter Wolin. Carter Wolin for 3. And he is fouled by Ryan Nichols. And that's going to send Carter Wolin to the free throw line for 3. Wallen's Amery's leading. No, he's second highest scorer with 9. Misses the first one. Amery's leading scorer is Sam Streich with 12. Second free throw is good. Number 3 on its way. Trey Larson and Marito Emsch checking in for the Vikings. .125 left first half. Colfax 42, Amery 38. Free throw number 3 is good. Colfax driving it up the floor. It's Hovde to Larson. Larson caught inside, is going to bounce it in back to Fisher. Fisher going into the land of the Giants, and he draws a foul. That is going to be charged to Amery's Blake Anderson. That's Anderson's first foul. On the free throw line, Aiden Fisher for the Vikings. Colfax's leading scorer with 17. That one bounces out big, rebounded by Sam Streich. Up the floor, it goes to Carter Wolin. Wolin is going to drive in on the right side, and he is going to make the basket. And right away, a foul called on Marito Emsch. So he's going to get one free throw to finish off the three-point play and tie this game back up. It's 42-41 Vikings. And the free throw is good. We're tied at 42, 1:03 left to go in the first half. Hovde, front and center with it. Fires it over to Russell Polkowski. Polkowski trying to get it to Fisher. Tapped away. Fisher's going to go back into the backcourt to get it, and he can after it was touched by Amery's Keaton Wallen. And Fisher going off the glass, and he is fouled on the way in. So Aiden's going to go back to the free throw line, courtesy of Alex Siebenauer. 41.3 seconds remain in the first half here. Vikings now in the double bonus, as that is Amery's 10th foul. Free throw missed. Bounce pass goes out to Fisher. Fisher makes that one, and the Vikings are up by 1, 43-42. Amery's Carter Wallen. One-handed pass to Blake Anderson. Down the near corner to Granica. Up to Streich. Siebenauer back. Siebenauer takes the three-pointer. Catches the front iron. Missed. Rebounded by Russell Polkowski of the Vikings. To Hovde. Vikings with a 1-point lead and about 13 seconds. Fisher along the far sidelines to Hovde. Back to Fisher. Hovde gonna give it to Fisher. Fisher will take a shot that hits the rim at the buzzer. And at the end of the first half, it is the Colfax Vikings 43 and the Amery Warriors 42. We invite you now to stay tuned for our halftime programming. You're watching Colfax Viking Boys Basketball on NLWN-2.
Anderson Bridges, located in Colfax, Wisconsin, has been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. With hundreds of bridges supplied nationwide, we suspect you've crossed our path. It may have been on a pedestrian or bicycle bridge, or how about a snowmobile, ATV, or golf course bridge? Anderson Bridges is likely to have manufactured it. Founded in 1989, Anderson Bridges has been a family-owned company since its beginning and are proud to support the Colfax Vikings.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Time now for Viking Halftime, with today's Viking profile and other halftime entertainment. That's coming up right after this.
Time now for Viking Profile, where we take a closer look at one of the Colfax Viking players. And now, Viking Profile.
Today on Viking Profile, we're talking with Hunter Roberts, who's a senior here at Colfax High School. And Hunter, we know that you play basketball, but are there any other activities you've been involved with here at school?
Played football this year.
How'd that go for you?
Went all right.
Okay. Now, when did you start playing basketball, and what kind of an experience has that been?
3rd grade, and it's been a good experience.
Okay, and what's the most important thing that you've learned playing basketball?
Hard work. Be dedicated.
Put that work in, you keep the discipline up, and the good things will happen.
Yep.
Okay. So when you're not playing basketball or you're not here at school, what are some other things that keep you interested or occupied?
Show pigs in the summer.
Okay. And that's not just hauling your pig in and showing it. There's a lot of work involved in that, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
All right, rapid fire questions. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Ice cream.
Which kind?
Cookies and cream.
Okay, see, you get the cookies in that and the whole bit. Burger, brat, or hot dog?
Burger.
And what do you want on that burger?
Everything.
Put everything on it. Just load that thing up.
Yep.
Okay. Your favorite color and why?
Blue, and I don't know, it's just good color.
All right, that works. If you could have a superpower, what do you think that might be and why?
Probably super strength.
Okay, now if you were super strong, you of course have to have a superhero name to go with it. So what's Hunter's superhero name?
Big Hunter.
The Big Hunter. Okay. Favorite NBA team?
The Bucks.
And collegiate team?
Wisconsin.
All right. Now, if you could pick the brain of a sports personality, somebody from any time in history, from any sport, who might that be and why?
I don't know. That's a tough one. Probably go Michael Jordan.
That's a pretty good choice. I mean, when you think about everything he accomplished.
Yep.
Okay. We're talking with Hunter Roberts today on Viking Profile. And Hunter, what are your plans for after high school?
I don't know yet. Hopefully go to school somewhere.
Okay. Do you have any idea what you want to go into?
I don't.
Okay. You still have some time to figure that out. How about a shout out to the family?
Shout out my mom and dad, my grandpa Terry.
Okay. And when people come to watch Viking games, where should they look for you on the floor?
Usually on the wing.
Okay. All right. We want to thank Hunter Roberts for joining us today on Viking Profile. Coming up next, more Viking Halftime.
You've been listening to Viking Profile. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. It's here. It's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? I'm high. Oh.
kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. So if you want to talk to your kids, you have to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong.
Let's go.
Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
You've been tuned to Viking Halftime. Stay tuned. Coming up is second half action of today's Viking game on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Elmer loves to giggle. Elmer's mommy told him that laughing can help when you have a big feeling, like when you feel happy. Make sure to celebrate when you're happy and laugh it out. Love your mind.
Back at Amery at halftime, varsity boys basketball, Colfax Vikings 43, Amery Warriors 42 in a back and forth first half. Dan, let's take a look at the numbers.
Yeah, here's the scores right now for the Amery Warriors. They're led right now by number 2, Cardin Wolin. He has 14 points. Sam Strike has 11. We have Keaton Wallen with 6. We got Regan Granica with 3. We got Alex Siebenaller with 5. For the Vikings, they're led right now by number 4, Eden Fisher. He's got 11 points. Followed by Ryan Nichols with 11. Then we have Theo Hupty with 2. Trey Larson with 2. Charlie Charbonneau with 3. And Russell Polkowski with 7. 43-42. Colfax.
In the JV game, Amery won that one 51-40. So the Vikings involved in their second back and forth game. It kind of went that way with Clear Lake. Unfortunately, after a 16-0 great start, Clear Lake crawled back into that one, and hopefully we will see the Vikings hang on here in the second half and actually win this one. They've looked pretty good.
Yeah, Colfax is moving the ball well. They're doing their best underneath, playing defense. You know, they have. Emery's got inside a few times, but overall they're fighting hard and playing well.
So Amery's coming into this one 2-0. They beat McDonald 61-57 as the Vikings fell to McDonald 59-47. Amery also beat Somerset 84-72, where the Vikings edged by Clear Lake. Inbounds pass goes into Russell Polkowski, and his shot goes around the rim and out. It's rebounded by Carter Wallen. Up the floor to Keaton Wallen, and that shot missed. And Polkowski there to pull it off the boards for the Vikings. Hovde brings it up. And Hovde's layup just falls short. That one's rebounded by Carter Wallen of the Warriors. And that one is going to go off Colfax, way out of bounds. Colfax wearing road red with white numerals and trim. Amery, white uniforms, red numerals and black trim. From the corner, 3 for Blake Anderson. And the Warriors take the lead. It's 45-43. Pass goes free throw line right to Nichols. Nichols pops it up from the lane. Missed. Ball short. Rebounded by Carter Wallen. To Keaton Wallen. Now from the far corner. 3-point attempt. Over the top. And it's rebounded by the Vikings. Russell Polkowski, turnaround jumper, missed, rebounded by Siebenaller of the Warriors. Carter Wallen across the timeline now. Bounces it back to Blake Anderson. Out to Keaton Wallen. He'll look at a three-pointer. and send it over to Carter Wallen. His three-pointer bounces off the rim big, and nice grab by Polkowski. Got it just over the top of Blake Anderson to get that rebound for the Vikings. Theo Hovde waiting for things to set up down underneath. Goes to Charlie Charbonneau. Charbonneau out to Russell Polkowski. Back to Charlie Charbonneau on the baseline. He's caught under there by Keaton Wallen. Back out on top to Theo Hovde, and a three-point attempt. Fisher rolls off, no good. Hovde reload. Back over to Polkowski, to Hovde. Back into Nichols. Polkowski on top, looking for somebody to break free underneath. Passes a high one to Nichols. Back inside to Aiden Fisher. Fisher off the glass for two. We're tied at 45, 15 and a half minutes remaining second half. Blake Anderson, give and go to Keaton Wallen. Back inside to Carter Wallen, three-point attempt. Good for Keaton Wallen. Warriors up by three now, 48-45. Approaching 15 minutes to go here in the second half. Nichols to Fisher. Fisher off the rim, bounces out, no good. He ends up on the floor. Keaton Wallen gets the ball, and he will miss a layup down underneath, and the rebound by Sam Strike. He's trying to go up, and there's some wrestling on the floor. And they're going to say that ball went off of Amery. And the Amery coaches and team furious. Over on the far corner, it goes out to Russell Polkowski. Polkowski into Fisher. Fisher layup good for two. Vikings pulled back to within one. It's 48-47 Amery. Carter Wallen has the ball stolen away by Aiden Fisher. Fisher going for the hoop. Waits, goes up, reverse layup, good. Vikings now lead 49-48. 14-10 to go in the second half. Carter Wallen gives it to Keaton Wallen. Top of the key, fired out to Alex Siebenauer. Keaton Wallen back out on the far corner to Blake Anderson. Anderson drains the three-pointer. And we've got a war of three-pointers here. Warriors just ahead of the Vikings. 51-49, 13:50 to go second half. You're watching Colfax Boys Basketball on NLWN-2.
C&K Construction is your source for high-quality concrete and construction work in the Chippewa Valley. Established in 2014, C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls is a leading concrete contractor proud to serve Eau Claire, Altoona, Menominee, and surrounding areas. Specializing in concrete construction, excavating, flatwork poured walls, and much more, they're right for all of your concrete needs. Call C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls at 715-559-1335.
Join us on NLWN-TV and NLWN-2 for our annual Christmas gift to you, where we bring you some of the finest holiday-themed old-time radio programs. This year we'll be featuring Fibber McGee and Molly, The Jack Benny Show, the Screen Guild Theater's presentation of A Christmas in Connecticut, and an episode of The Shadow. We'll bring you our Christmas gift to you on Christmas Eve, December 24th, 7 p.m. on both NLWN-TV and NLWN-2. Polkowski with the ball over on the far side. Coming to help him out is Nichols. Nichols feeds Polkowski back inside. Polkowski's going to go up. Shot goes in and out, and it's rebounded by the Warriors. Carter Wallen comes up with it. He'll fire out to Sam Strike, and from the corner, that is Blake Anderson. Can't get a three to fall. Gets his own rebound. Back out on top to Carter Wallen. Drains the three-pointer, and now Amery is up by 5. It's 54-49. Approaching 13 minutes to go in the game. Aiden Fisher. Fisher to Nichols. Back inside. Pass deflected by the Warriors. They're taking it down. Carter Wallen with a dunk. And Colfax wants a timeout. 56 for Amery, 49 for Colfax, 12:52 to go, second half. You're watching Colfax Viking Boys Basketball on NLWN-2.
Menominee Eye and Optical can help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract or LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eyewear for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality personalized care for you and your family. Menominee Eye and Optical can help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special.
Coming up on January 6th, the Northern Light Webcasting Network will broadcast our 500th event. Be sure to stay tuned for special announcements and special awards for our loyal viewers. That's all coming up January 6th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Jay Fall, Dan Petchow here with you from Amery. Carson Vaness is on the camera for us tonight. And the Warriors, with some steals and good putbacks, have taken a 7-point lead. Colfax will bring it out of the backcourt. Give and go. It's Aiden Fisher for three. Colfax pulls to within 4, 56-52, approaching 12 and a half minutes to go in the second half. It's Keaton Wallen on the right side to Blake Anderson. Anderson to keep back to Keaton Wallen. He'll go up with a layup and it rolls in. Warriors by 6, 58-52. Hovde across the AW logo in the center. Out to the free throw line extension to Nichols. Nichols driving in on the left side to trying a big layup. Doesn't go, but it's on the putback. Charlie Charbonneau scores. And Colfax pulls back to within 4. Carter Wallen out. Fires it off to the near side to Blake Anderson, who swishes the three-pointer. 61-54 Amery. Coming up on 11 and a half minutes remaining. Hovde ends up down in the corner to Polkowski. Three-pointer miss, pulled off the boards big by Keaton Wallen. Carter Wallen brings it up for Amery. He'll send it back to Keaton. He'll put it up from 14. That one doesn't go, and Polkowski with the rebound. He is fouled over the back by Carter Wallen. So that's the first foul of the second half. And we're almost 7 minutes into it, so been a pretty clean second half here. Hovde to Polkowski. Back into Fisher. Fisher driving in. And the foul is going to be charged to Carter Wallen of Amery. That's going to give Aiden Fisher 2 free throws. Join us this Friday night, December 13th on NLWN-TV as we bring you Colfax Viking girls basketball. The Vikings will travel to Elk Mound High School to face the Mounders in a Dun St. Croix Conference matchup. Our coverage begins with Viking pregame at 6:40, followed by live play-by-play action. First free throw for Aiden Fisher rolls around and out, no good. 11:04 to go, second half. Amery 61, Colfax 54. That one rolls out as well. Wyatt Hansen gets the loose ball, gives it to Carter Wallen. Wallen drives toward the hoop and makes a nice move, puts it in on the left side, and now Amery has a 9-point lead, 63-54. Driving in, Hovde for 2. Up the floor, Carter Wallen. Wallen for 3, catches the front iron, Keaton Wallen gets the rebound, back out on top, and Carter Wallen a three-pointer again, and it is rebounded by Aiden Fisher, so it doesn't go. He'll fire it up to Nichols. Nichols took a step. Called for traveling, 10:24 to go, second half. Amery 63, Colfax 56. Blake Anderson, Carter Wallen back and forth. Now Keaton Wallen will bring it up, fires it back to Anderson. Anderson skies one, missed, rebounded by Wyatt Hansen. He gets it back outside. Carter Wallen is going to look around. He'll dish it back to Granica. Amery slowing it down. Keaton Wallen driving in now, finds an opening, missed, rebounded by Charlie Charbonneau for Colfax. Hovde up the floor, give and go to Fisher. Fisher top of the key, won't go, rebounded by Blake Anderson. To Carter Wallen. Wallen drives the right side, off the glass and in. Warriors back to a 9-point lead, 65-56, 9.5 minutes to go, second half. And a timeout called by Colfax. Amery Warriors 65, Colfax Vikings 56. You're watching Colfax Vikings Boys Basketball on NLWN-2.
If you have a high-deductible health plan, opening a health savings account at Dairy State Bank will allow you to save tax-free dollars to pay for a long list of health-related services allowed by the IRS. Dairy State Bank HSAs are serviced locally and work like a regular checking account. You can use a debit card or check to pay for expenses and access your account through online or mobile banking. Visit DairyStateBank.com to learn more about HSAs and online or mobile banking. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Colfax boys are back in action Thursday night, December 12th, here on NLWN-2. They'll open conference play at Boyceville to take on the Bulldogs. Our coverage begins with Viking pregame at 6:40, followed by live play-by-play action. That's right here on NLWN-2. Jay Fall, Dan Petchow, Carson Maness with you from Amery. The Warriors lead 65-56. We have 9:25 to go in the second half. Inbounds throw goes into Theo Hovde. Hovde for the Vikings. Fires it in the corner to Nichols, and that one doesn't go. Quick pass up the floor. Alex Siebenaller, he doesn't make the layup, but Wyatt Hansen comes down there and puts it back in. And Amery now up by 11. And Hovde tied up with a ball. There's a Amery on the floor with it, and it is thrown to Carter Wallen. From Keaton Wallen, and Keaton Wallen goes right up over the center for a layup, and the Warriors lead by 14, 69-56. Back out on the far side, Nichols. Nichols to Trey Larson. Trey Larson going up and draws a foul from a wondering Reagan Granica. That's going to send Trey Larson to the free throw line for two. Amery 69, Colfax 56, 8:21 left in the second half. Trey Larson. First free throw catches the back iron, no good. Second one, that one bounces out as well. And that one's rebounded by Carter Wallen. Foul's going to be on Aiden Fisher of Colfax. That is the second foul of that's his second, Colfax's first of the second half. Carter Wallen out of the backcourt for Amery. Drives, layup, good. 71-56 Amery. Theo Hovde. Hovde give and go to Nichols. And the foul is going to be charged to Blake Anderson of Amery. That's Amery's fourth foul of the second half, his second. Out in the far corner, Trey Larson tries to fire a pass across the court, and we're going to have a foul away from the ball, and that's going to be another one charged to Regan Granica. That's Regan Granica's second foul. He's picked them both up here in the second half. Colfax will have the ball underneath their own hoop. Ryan Nichols will throw it in. Nichols to Hovde, back outside to Trey Larson. Larson for three, bounces, no good. Rebounded by Amery. Carter Wallen's going to bring it up the floor. Carter Wallen maintains the dribble under some pressure from Colfax. And Wallen takes a three-point shot. It's missed, and coming up with a loose ball, Aiden Fisher. Fisher up high, gives it to Hovde. Hovde out to Nichols. Nichols for three. That one catches the back iron, and it goes to Carter Wallen, who's quickly going up the floor, and we're going to have a foul charged to Colfax's Ryan Nichols. That is Nichols' third foul. It's the second foul for Colfax. Nobody in the bonus yet. Amery has 5 fouls. Warriors to throw it in. Blake Anderson gets it into Keaton Walton. Cross court back to Anderson. Anderson for three. Warriors remain hot, 74-56 with the lead. Trying to get it in, Trey Larson out to Hovde. Hovde into Nichols. Nichols bounces it in to Trey Larson. Larson misses the layup. Shots are just not falling for the Vikings here in the second half. And it's a different story for the Warriors. Wallen's three-pointer missed, but Sam Strike right there for the putback, and Colfax wants to talk. They take a timeout with 6:17 to go in the second half. Warriors 76, Vikings 56. You're watching Colfax Boys Basketball on NLWN-2.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
NLWN-2 is once again excited to be your host for Colfax High School Boys Basketball throughout the 2024 through 2025 season.
This is what we came in for!
Our next game will be on Thursday, December 12th, when the Vikings travel to Boyceville, Wisconsin to take on the Boyceville Bulldogs. Coverage begins with Viking pregame at 6:40 p.m. with live play-by-play to follow. That's live Colfax Viking Boys Basketball on Thursday, December 12th on NLWN-2.
Amery has outscored Colfax 54-13 here in the second half. Inbounds throw goes in to Hovde from Nichols. Nichols drives left side of the lane, puts it up and in, and is fouled on the way in by Wyatt Hansen. So that's 6 points for Theo Hovde. And that is the third foul for sophomore Wyatt Hansen. And Humney finishes off the three-point play, but the Vikings still trail 76-59, approaching 6 minutes to go in the second half. High pass goes out to Sam Strike in the corner to Keaton Wallen. And now that call going against Colfax. Nick Height not happy with that one. Blake Anderson gets the inbounds throw for Amery. Anderson, other side to Sam Streich. Out to Siebenauer. And they go underneath to Valden Anderson, who is left over. That's his first points of the game. Driving in, Russell Polkowski. He is fouled on the way in by Keaton Wallen. Nope, check that, Sam Streich. So Colfax now in the bonus since that was the 7th team foul of the half. Russell Polkowski on the free throw line makes the first one of the 1-and-1. 5.5 minutes remain. Amery Warriors up by 18. It's 78-60 over the Colfax Vikings. Free throw missed. Put back. Good for Aiden Fisher. Warriors. Errant pass goes right back to Fisher. Fisher's going up, trying to get with a layup, and it doesn't go. Rebounded by Wallen, Keaton Wallen, and he'll go coast to coast. And that's the 80th point for the Warriors. And Hovde trying to lay up. That one doesn't go. He's trying to go after the ball. Keaton Wallen comes up with it. Or check that, Valden Anderson. Keaton Wallen has it now. Out to Blake Anderson. Anderson to Siebenauer, inside to Sam Strike. And his shot missed, rebounded by Aiden Fisher. Approaching 4.5 minutes remaining. Colfax down by 18. Polkowski to Fisher. Fisher, pass out in the far corner to Nichols. Nichols hits the rim and comes out. That's Charbonneau. One-handed pass down in the corner to Sam Strike. Three-pointer missed, tipped, goes back to Siebenauer. Siebenauer misses the shot. Rebounded by Charbonneau for the Vikings. 4 minutes left, second half. And going up, nice shot by Aiden Fisher. Had the defender right on him, and he put it in. And we will have a timeout called by Amery. 3:48 to go. Second half, Amery 80, Colfax 64. You're watching Colfax Viking Boys Basketball on NLWN-2.
Hi, Crystal here, and I'm one of Santa's elves. I just wanted to remind you to join us from the North Pole on Christmas Eve for the Northern Light Webcasting Network's Christmas gift to you. We will be featuring some of the finest and holiday-themed old-time radio programs from the golden days of radio. These will include Fibber McGee and Molly, The Jack Benny Show, Screen Guild Theater's production of A Christmas in Connecticut, and an episode of The Shadow. So, join us beginning at 7 p.m. Christmas Eve on NLWN-TV and NLWN-2 for the Northern Light Webcasting Network's Christmas gift to you.
Amery bringing it back in off the timeout. Out in the far corner, Siebenauer to Carter Wallen to Blake Anderson. Back inside, and a reverse layup missed by Siebenauer. Put back, up and in for Amery is Keaton Wallen, and he's fouled on the way up, so he's going to have an opportunity for a three-point play. And that foul is going to be charged to Russell Polkowski. That is his second foul. That is the fourth foul for the Vikings, and that will put Keaton Wallen on the free throw line for one. Try to finish the three-point play. Missed. Rebound by Carter Wallen. He waits, goes back up, and then he draws a foul from Russell Polkowski. Warriors are now back up by 20. It's 84-64, 3:22 left in the second half. And he makes the free throw for the three-point play. 28 points for Carter Wallen. But Aiden Fisher has 31 for Colfax. Fisher driving in, goes up, fouled by Blake Anderson. Foul's going to be on Blake Anderson. That is his third and Amery's eighth. So Colfax still in the bonus. First free throw good. Join us Friday night, December 13th on NLWN-TV. Viking girls travel to Elk Mound to face the Mounders in a Dun St. Croix Conference game. Coverage begins with Viking pregame at 6:40, followed by live play-by-play action. Boys are at Boyceville Thursday night to start conference play, and the second free throw goes in as well. Checking in now for the Vikings, Maretu Emsch.
Aiden Fisher has half the points for the Vikings so far.
Yep.
33 points tonight so far.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get a chance to talk with Nick Height about that. In our post-game show, we ask you to stay tuned. Carter Wallen back and forth over on the far side. Gets it out to Blake Anderson, to Valden Anderson. Back over to Carter Wallen. And the ball rolls off the foot of Austin Coates. 2:49 left in the game, 85-66. Amery leads Colfax. With the ball, Blake Anderson passes it over to Keaton Wallen. Down to an open Valden Anderson underneath on the left side for Amery. Amery now leading by 21, 87-66. 2.5 minutes left. Popping it up for Colfax, around and down for Trey Larson. Amery up the floor, Carter Wallen, three-point shot missed. Nice rebound by Emsch. To Hovde. Hovde over to Austin Coates. Coates for three, bounces off the back, bringing it up the floor, Carter Wallen. Wallen stops, puts it up and in. 30 points for Carter Wallen tonight. He's got a third of Amery's points. Coates turns around, gives it to Hovde. Hovde's going to go up in between a couple of big guys, and he will get a little shove from Valden Anderson, a junior. So Theo Hovde going to the free throw line. Join us on NLWN-TV and NLWN-2 for our annual Christmas gift to you, where we'll bring you some of the finest holiday-themed old-time radio programs. This year we'll be featuring Fibber McGee and Molly, The Jack Benny Show, the Screen Guild Theater's presentation of A Christmas in Connecticut, and an episode of The Shadow. That's Christmas Eve on NLWN-TV and NLWN-2, 7 o'clock. Free throw missed. Amery back with the ball with approaching a minute and a half to go in tonight's game. Regan Granica fires to Valden Anderson. Back out on top to Granica, and Granica will drive in, miss. Emps gets the rebound. He'll tip it back to Edwards. Edwards to Hubney. Hubney to Coates, and Coates traveled. 1:15 left to go in tonight's game. The Amery Warriors 89, the Colfax Vikings 68. That after Colfax led 43-42 at halftime. Hanson gets a pass from Joey Burns now in the game. Colton Waterman in. A lot of new faces for the Warriors. They throw the ball right out of bounds. 52.4 seconds to go. 23-point lead for Amery. Trey Larson fires it over to Emsch. Emsch looks at a three-pointer. He'll drive the lane. Fire a pass out to Nate Edwards. Back in the far corner to Hensminger to Larson. And basket by Larson. Trey Larson with that bucket. And a three-pointer going up for Amery. Missed. Rebounded by Trey Larson. 15 seconds left. Isaiah Ensminger fires it over to Moretu Emsch. He loses the ball. Regan Granica is going to just hang on to it and keep it in the backcourt. And that's the end of tonight's game. The Amery Warriors go up to 3-0 with an 89-70 victory over the Colfax Vikings. Vikings now fall to 0-3. Tonight's Colfax High School basketball game is brought to you by Dairy State Bank, where they're banking on relationships. Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for Western Wisconsin. Anderson Bridges, who have been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. Slayton's Technology IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Menominee Eye and Optical with quality personalized care for you and your family. C&K Construction, concrete experts for the Chippewa Valley, and Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors by doing business with them soon for bringing you Colfax Viking basketball on NLWN-2. Please stay tuned for our postgame show. You're watching Colfax Viking Boys Basketball on NLWN-2.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. So if you want to talk to your kids, you have to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong.
Let's go.
Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
You've been tuned to Viking Halftime. Stay tuned. Coming up is second half action of today's Viking game on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Elmer loves to giggle. Elmer's mommy told him that laughing can help when you have a big feeling, like when you feel happy. Make sure to celebrate when you're happy and laugh it out. Love your mind.
Welcome back to Amery. Tonight's final, the Amery Warriors defeat the Colfax Vikings in boys basketball by a score of 89-70. Dan, let's take a look at the tail of the tape.
Yeah, here's the scores for the Warriors. They're led tonight by Carter Woolen with 30 points. We had Regan Granchia with 3. Keaton Woolen had 17. Blake Anderson had 12. We had Valden Anderson with 4 and Matthew Danielson with 11. For the Vikings, they're led tonight by number 4, Aiden Fisher. He had 33 points. And coming right now is coach for the Colfax.
Nick, thanks for stopping up tonight. Kind of a tale of two halves. You guys, it was a back and forth first half. You know, very exciting. You know, great defense.
Yeah, you know, that first half, I mean, what was it, 40-39 or something at halftime?
43-42.
Yeah, I mean, probably not the brand or the style that we want to play in. But we made a lot of shots. I mean, you know, between Aiden and Russell and Orion in the first half, I thought we shot the ball really well.
Yeah.
Second half, not so much. We missed some easy layups early, and then our transition defense needed some work. We just gave the Long brothers too many easy layups and looks around the rim.
Yeah. So what you're looking at starting conference play now on Thursday night, some challenging tune-up games. What things you need to adjust as you start Dunn St. Croix play?
You know, we watched some film. We're going to go over the scouting part. We're going to be ready to go on Thursday. We're going to get one. I'm really excited for this group. We've played 3 really good teams.
Yeah.
And I think we've played 3 really, really good halves of basketball. We just got to play the second half. And it'll come. Our legs got to get there. We just got to make free throws, too. You know, we make our free throws. At least this is a competitive game down the stretch. I really like our group and how hard they play. Very coachable group, and they like to be together. So that's what it's about. So hopefully Thursday we can go into Boyceville and be ready to go and get one.
Yeah, I think you know, the experience of these games, playing the good teams, has really been a big help for your squad.
Yeah, I think so. You know, this Amery team beat McDonald by 7, beat Somerset by 14 last Thursday. I mean, they're picked 3rd in the Division III conference. I think they can make a really deep run. The Wallen brothers are really good. They're really good. I mean, I thought we did a pretty good job in the first half of defending them, especially the younger brother. I thought Russell gave him his size and length gave him some issues. Just too many easy looks in the second half. You know, some of their guys made some shots. Yeah, I know that is it number 25, I think, had 0 threes on the year, comes in and makes 4 threes tonight. You know, you tip your cap and it is what it is. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Coach, for coming up to talk with us, and we look forward to seeing the Vikings improve game after game.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep getting better, one day at a time.
You bet.
One day at a time, one game at a time, one practice at a time. And, you know, we're just going to try to get better for playoff push. So hopefully we can come out and get one on Thursday.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Awesome.
All right, Coach,
well, thanks guys.
for
appreciate it.
coming up.
Yep.
So the final tonight from Amery, the Amery Warriors, 89, the Colfax Vikings, 70. It was a 56-27 difference in the second half. And so, yeah, it was just kind of a tale of two halves.
Yeah, you know, I think second half, Colfax was right there, and maybe they just ran out of legs about, probably like 10 minutes left in the game, and Amery just got some easy buckets, and they just couldn't recover.
So looking forward to starting the conference season up at Boyceville Thursday night. We hope you join us for that. And the girls will play a conference game at Elk Mound, the big neighborhood rivalry, on Friday night. That game on NLWN-TV. Both of those start at 6:40 with Viking pregame, with the tip-off following live play-by-play action. For our camera operator, Carson Van Ness, and for Dan Petcha, I'm Jay Fall. Thanks a lot for joining us in Amery. Have a good night.
You've been listening to Viking Postgame, a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Boys game. This has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.